Tisha's DIYs video. I am Tisha, and I am going to be showing you how I digitize a name using Inkstitch/Inkscape. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and type the name that I'm going to be using, which is going to be Debbie, and this is going to go on a beanie and a scarf. So I'm going to enlarge it just so that it will fit, and it'll be a nice size, so it can be noticeable and seen onto the material.
I did not save my project.
So right now, I'm just lining it up. I'm going to make sure that it fits inside of the border, and I'm also going to duplicate it so that way that I want to make an offset. So I am going to show you how I make the offset by going over here and hit offset like 3-4 times. Alright, so now I'm just going to change the color of this first box here, so that way I can put it inside to make it fit, and I'm going to line it up. Just playing around with the colors, just see what's color I like. I kind of like these two colors together, a dark brown, light brown. It's giving Debbie vibes. And with the embroidery, and this is for embroidery, so with the embroidery you can also you can change the color, so you don't have to use the colors that you use to digitize with. And this is where all your fonts are if you're in Inkscape and Inkstitch. Those are your different fonts, but I love this font. That's my preferred one. So now I'm just going to group these two layers together so I can resize it so it can fit inside of my area. Alright, so now that's pretty much it for us to digitizing. So now I'm just going to ungroup them, and then I am going to go over to do a stimulator to see what it will, or how it will stitch out. Let's do that. Just go over here to the Inkscape, Inkstitch. Go to visuals. And similar. Now right here, when it comes up, I realized that my top layer did not add, so I have to X out so I could add it. But I'm gonna show you all what happens when it don't add. So here I like to do the realistic view, so it gives you like a more of a realistic view of how your digitized name will stitch out. And I'm just going to speed it up, bend it. I already know that this is incorrect, so I'm just going to speed it up to show you how they look. And as you can see, that top layer is not stitching out because I have to do an objective path on it, which I will later on show you what that will look like. So I'm just going to exit out of here, and I'm just going to play around with it, because here I was just like, oh man. So here I call myself grouping them back together, and to see if it gives me both layers, which it did not. So I'm just gonna close right out of it. I'm not even gonna let it do that whole stitch out. So then I was like, well, maybe if I change the color, which I already know the answer, but I'm just showing you all. Because even if you change the color, it's not going to stitch out unless you do an object to path for the top layer. I'm going to try it again. And while I am going through that little trial there, quickly I'm going to say digitizing is once if you're using Inkscape / Inkstitch, it's not it is a learning curve, yes, but it's not that difficult to learn. It just takes practice. So here I got smart and I realized that I need to do an object to path, and as you can see over here where my layers are, the different layers popped up because now it's going to stitch out both or all pieces that we need. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Alright, so if you look down here to the colors chart here that's up under the word stitch, you'll see that there's brown and then there's like that gold color I picked. Yeah, so that means that both colors is there. Both layers are there, which is great, awesome. And again, just do that realistic view. That's my preferred. I just love, that's just me. I love doing the realistic view. All right, and as you see, there is our top layer. And there is what we call there are some what we call jump stitches. So that's an easy fix. So once it's finished stitching out, once you get the finished product, you just take some scissors, some curved scissors preferably, to cut them, just snip them right off. And we call that the cleanup. Make it look all nice and pretty. And that's how it looks when you digitize it, and that's how it will look when you put it onto your item. You can put it on anything flat. If it's flat, not fat. Ooh, if it's flat, embroider it. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here, and I realized that the letter D it has an opening. At first, I was like, okay, that's cool, but now the more I look at it, it's like, yeah, let me get rid of that. So I'm going to show you all how to get rid of that opening in the D. So just take off the top layer, just drag it down. Then you go over here to the left-hand side where your tools are, and we'll hit the nose. I think I said that right. Just select it and hit delete or backspace and put it back. Ta-da! Easy fix. That's how you embroider. And then you just go over to save it. And you can save it to your flash drive or your computer or however you save it to go onto your embroidery machine. Me, I save it to a flash drive as a PES file for my brother as E600 machine. And then that is pretty much all. And I'll just put my flash drive into the machine and it embroiders the way that we have selected and seen. And that is how you digitize a name using an offset. And you can just do a digitize or a name without an offset. Same process, just don't use offset. I hope this was a helpful video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And see y'all in the next video.